Hello, welcome to another video, and in this video we are going to talk about quadratic functions, which is under completing the square. So in the previous video we talked about factorization method under the same quadratic function. Factorization method, we are using factorization method. That's the method that we are using. If you are new to this channel, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and also hit the notification bell so that every time when I post a video you'll be alerted. So in this video we are talking about completing the square. So when they say completing the square, what we need to understand is that when you're using this method, you have to make sure that every time you have got which is the x square should always be 1. So for example, what I'm talking about is that, for example, they have given you solve. They have said solve. So solve, for example, if they have said solve x square and then minus 4x minus 4x minus 4 and then equals 0. That's what they have given us. So they have said solve x square minus 4x minus 4 equals 0. This is what they have given us. So if we want to use completing the square method, this is what we do. So you have to make sure that every time when you are using this method, you have to make sure that the x square, this one which is x square, has got the coefficient of 1. So the coefficient of x square is always 1. If the coefficient of x square is not 1, for example, if you have been given x, let me say, if you have been given, let's say, x square and then minus 4x, or let me say x, 2x square minus 4x minus 4 and then equals 0. So if you have been given something like this, which simply means that the coefficient of this x square is not 2. So if the coefficient of x square, is not 1, then you have to get rid of this 2. You have to cancel this 2. What do we do by cancelling that 2? We divide by 2 and then we divide everywhere by 2, even that one by 2. So that when what we are going to get is the 2 cancels. 2 into that one, it gives us a 2, and then 2 into that one, it gives us a 2 as well. So we write it, we say x square minus x minus minus 2x is so here there will be 2x, so minus 2x and then minus 2 equals 0. So the reason why we divide by 2 is to get rid of this 2, so that the coefficient here of x remains 1. That's what we do. Now in this case, for the question that they have given us, which is solve x square minus 4x minus 4 is equal to 0, the coefficient is already 1. So what do we do? If the coefficient is already 1, we just go direct in solving. So this is negative 4. So we have to add positive 4, or we have to add 4 to both sides. So this side and the other side we're going to add 4. So in writing we can say x square minus 4x minus 4, and then here we are going to add 4, or we can say 0 is equal to 0. So that at this point we are going to add 4, and then to the other side we add 4 as well. So both sides we have added 4. The reason why we add 4 is because we will have to get rid of this negative 4. That's the reason why we add 4 here. So 4 and 4 to the other side, so that negative 4 plus 4, it will give us 0. So in writing we're going to say it's x square minus 4x, and then negative 4 plus 4 is 0, so it gives us equals 0 plus 4, it is 4, so equals 4. That's what we have. So we have reduced this into that. This is what you have been given. Now, after this, we are going to divide the coefficient of x. You divide it by 2, or you find half of that. So what are we going to get? We are going to get this number, which is -4. That's the coefficient of x. So -4, and then we divide by 2, which will give us 2, -2. So this, when we find this -2, we're going to square it. So that's the -2 square. And then we get this -2 square. We're going to add it to both sides. So we're going to say x square minus 4x and then plus -2 square equals 4 and then plus -2 square. So we have added -2 square, -2 square both sides. So we have added this one and that one. This is where we got that. So we got the coefficient of x. So this is the coefficient of x. So the coefficient of x is -4. So -4, half of -4, and then equals, it gave us -2. So 2 into 4, it's -2 squared. So we have to square this. So the coefficient of x, when we divide with 2, the answer that it gives you, you have to square it. That's the whole essence, or the whole thing. And then when you get that one, we're going to add it both sides. So this side, we have added x squared minus 4x, and then plus the one that we have squared equals 4 plus the one that we have squared. So that's what it is. And then when you reach at this point, you can now use the complete, you can square both sides. So what are we going to do? We're going to remain with this side, we're going to remain with x, or we can put them in brackets. So we can say x minus 2, we get this x and this 2 because they're the ones which has got squares. So x minus 2, we cross the brackets and then we say we square it. So it's the same. And then equals -2 squared is 4. 4 plus 4, it will give us 8. So it gives us 8 there. And then at this point, we can square root both sides. So we can square root this side to get rid of this square, and then we can square root that side. So we can say square root and square cancels. So we're going to remain with x minus 2 equals positive or negative the square root of 8. Remember, every time when you square root a number, what it gives you the values of x, two values of the positive and negative. It gives you two values, positive and negative, every time when you square x, or when you square root a number. And then at this point, you group the like terms, so it will give us let's say x is equal to this -2 crosses the equal sign, changes to +2, so +2, and then positive or negative the square root of 8. And then after that, we find the square root of 8. So the answers will be x is equal to, when you find the square root of 8, you add to 2, and then it will give us 4.8 in two decimal places, 4.83. Or we can say x is equal to, when you say the square root of 8 minus 2, or 2 minus the square root of 8, it will give us negative 0.83. That's what we are going to get. So these are the two answers, two possible or two values of x. So here what I've done is that I've said x equals 2 plus the square root of x, 8 I mean, so the square root of 8, so 2 plus the square root of 8 it has given me x is equal to 4.83. And then again x is equal to 2 minus, so I've gotten two signs, so one with a positive and the other one with a negative. So 2 minus the square root of 8, it has given me x is equal to negative 0.83. That's how we usually solve using completing the square. So this is the quadratic function and this is the quadratic equation. So we have solved it using completing the square. This is how we complete the square. So please don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you are new, and hit the notification bell so that every time when I post a new video, you'll be alerted.